man. It's the same bullshit they tried to pull in my day. You know, if it ain't that piece of paper, some other choice they're gonna try and make for you. Let me tell you this, the older you do get,
Shout out twice.
Shout out twice.
Shout out twice. You know,
Here comes third. Oh,
I hit the.
Don't
I
break
hit the thing.
something.
Whoopsie. Sorry, it's been a while. I haven't been up here in the casting booth in a good minute.
that's true.
And this is my second to last time up here, so I'm trying to,
My
make
last time.
I'm trying
Well,
to break as
no.
much stuff as I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
trying to
just
break
go
the
out with a
table.
bang.
Regardless, we're back. Big triple header today. Starting off Lotus a couple hours ago that you casted Fate. I got to watch it. Not the ideal ending to that game. Of course, Lotus, their second match did end in a forfeit, so got, a bit of a consolation in the win column going into next week where they will play their last couple matches here in Varsity Plus regular season. There's, I think, 2 more games they have to play.
Yes.
After that Call of Duty, an astounding victory against Wichita State.
Very.
Going into this week, not me, but a lot of people were saying this is going to be a bit of a tough game for WVU. Wichita State, the 6th ranked team, one of the super conference squads. WVU COD coming in for a gotcha,
It's
Prod.
definitely not
Yeah, we're all
Lotus.
good. Well, it just says Rocket League. So we're
Yeah.
fine. Sorry about that. Regardless, Call of Duty really showing their stuff. Almost a sweep. Wichita State's winning that overtime overload map to push it to a map 4 where West Virginia got it done.
They did.
For the first time in history, actually, this is Call of Duty's back-to-back LAN appearance.
Wow.
This time as an 11th seed coming out of the non-Super Conference East 1 region. So, bit of a big deal there. Crib also dropping 49 in that last one.
Yep.
Ethan, this will be his last run. Same with Strike, I believe.
Yep.
Their last run at LAN. So, big ups to them. That being said, up next here, we have Rocket League versus Shawnee State. Number 1 seeded WVU Rocket League versus Shawnee State to punch another ticket to LAN. Hoping to be the second team for WVU.
Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and add on to the tally, right? Hoping to then get another one tomorrow with the Valorant squad. Have 3 different teams going to LAN, which I believe has been done before.
Last spring we had 3 teams go.
Yep. So, and then hopefully some deep runs as well. It's always good to see the guys go to Orlando, but it's also always great to see them, make a good run. Hopefully, obviously go all the way. One can only hope and pray, but regardless, though, here today for Rocket League. It's my last cast for the semester, so last time you'll see my beautiful face.
You'll be back, right?
I'll be back, 100%. 100% be back.
You'll have a different GA in the building.
I will.
They'll probably be better than me, whoever they bring in. I'll be so honest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean they'll be
Probably
more
taller.
skilled than me.
Yeah.
Probably not as good as a caster.
No, of course not. No one really is. Let's keep it. Let's keep it real here.
Yeah, not as good of a caster. Maybe not as charming or as funny.
Yeah, just very
Or
charming,
tall.
very funny,
It's hard to
extremely tall.
I'm taller than like 90.
The water will be polar around the facility for sure.
I still don't know where that came from. Nonetheless, looking at this WVU on paper, no shade, but on paper, this should be a pretty easy ticket to punch for WVU. Shawnee State,
Yes.
Not really in that upper echelon of teams that you would consider to be a difficulty for WVU, especially after the season they've had through NACE. Only 1 loss, I believe, going through this NACE regular season, if I'm not mistaken. West Virginia, I meant. I know Shawnee State did only have 1 loss, but that was not in Super Conference yet. West Virginia's 1 loss was to Akron.
Akron.
After a rescheduled match, which Akron this semester kind of popped off.
They've been like a dark horse, I'd say.
Which in the past they weren't really a dark horse. They were just one of the top teams, but had a bit of a lower semester. Really came out swinging here this past spring with a couple roster changes. So, that being West Virginia's only loss, it's hard to imagine a world where this is their second. Although, knock on wood, we don't want to jinx it.
Nope.
Regardless, what do we think, Faye? Are we going to see a second team go through?
I think we're most certainly going to see a second team go through. And if I had to give a prediction, like you said, the Shawnee State team has only 1 loss on their record all year long, which was to, I believe, LCU earlier on. Not a bad team if you are going to lose to somebody throughout the year. They have
the Lubbock Christian main roster.
I think so. If I check here, was their blue
so.
roster? I don't know if that's actually the main or not.
I think that might be their main. Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, that's their main roster.
Yeah.
I believe.
So pretty solid squad. So they've taken care of business time and time again, but just one of those instances of like, you are winning your games and you're taking care of, what needs to be taken care of. But the, caliber of the teams you are playing is definitely upon the lower end compared to West Virginia, who's been playing the best here in NACE and winning those games as well. Only loss coming to I believe it was Akron, right? Yes, just Akron. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just Akron. So,
Which there's been some, I won't say controversy, but there has been a little bit of a controversy over which Akron team is actually the best, the blue or gold. Like
yeah,
the one or
they're
'cause in CRL. Like Akron Gold has been beating like really good teams.
yeah, everybody.
I think they like almost swept St. Clair not too long ago, or maybe it was a 3-1. Regardless, Akron, good squad. Definitely not like the worst team you can have.
No,
one
not at
in the
all.
lost column too. That being said, this CRL split has not been very kind to the Mountaineers. Had a couple rough outings to start it off, and just haven't really been able to get back in the swing of things since that slow start. I believe last time I checked, they were sitting in like 7th or 8th seed, maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher, give or take. I've been following it on Twitter, but not as closely as I probably should. But this is NACE, so
Yeah.
in March, right? Still kind of in the
Still,
March
last day of
spot.
March, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the day.
tomorrow's
Tomorrow's
April's 1st. April
April's 1st.
April's 1st.
And we're about to get into game to see if Shawnee State can live up to the March Madness vibe and potentially start their Cinderella story, punch in their ticket to Orlando for NACE Grand Finals down at Full Sail University. But to start it off, Gyro with the pass to Cosmic off the kickoff. Matt as the recover. Is the double tap there? Oh my goodness, Matt! What a play to start us off!
Just insane. Double tapped off, little 360 through the air Slayer.
That was an upside down musty flick, I guess. To start it. Okay.
Hey, first
what we're doing
16
tonight.
seconds are already, just
That's what we're doing.
very impactful. You love to see it. Slayer, though, off the kickoff. Cosmic able to get there just in the nick of time. We'll get demolition to the process, but it's okay. Goal was indeed saved. Matt now soaring through the air. Spooky. Not enough boost, I guess, there. Not want to commit too much. Cosmic on this back rotate once again. Gyro's going to take possession off the back wall. Mountaineers already clicking, looking very good so far. This would be, I guess, if there was a loss, but Matter's last game, correct? So don't want to end on that type of note.
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention. I would be remiss not to mention. This is our 3rd semester in a row with a bit of a farewell run for one of the original Rocket League trio members, that being Angel, Tool, and Matt. This will be Matt's last, this is rather Matt's last semester. So if a win happens tonight, it will be Matt's last LAN appearance as a WVU Mountaineer. If lost today, it will be his last game for this university. So
put
a lot on the line for Matt. Of course, Gyro and Cosmic just playing for the future. Whoever the recruit that will take Matt's spot may be, to give them a good base to come in and play into.
Yeah. I mean, the young guy now becomes the veteran. It's a tale of all the time, I guess. It's weird, right?
I remember Matt's first semester, man. It was cool.
Insane how, time does fly, But a very, obviously, very winning team, that OG trio. Did a lot for the program here. So a well-deserved farewell tour. Hopefully one they can, end off on a very high note, starting here with this game to punch the ticket to Orlando to hopefully start that process off.
Yeah, and as Matt kind of gets a touch there to keep the ball out of dangerous territory, Taco's going to try to challenge Gyro for this one. Looked like an opportunity at offense for Shawnee State, but nothing really of value to be had. Regardless, I mean, the last two, as Cosmic's going to take this down, maybe look for a pinch. The pinch was faked. Almost an incredible shot. But regardless, speaking of that original trio, the last 2 farewell tours we had didn't really have the ending you would hope. Angels made it all the way to Grand Finals Game 7 and lost in overtime to a Maryville goal. Tool lost in semifinals to St. Clair, barely missing the Grand Finals appearance. Of course, that was this past fall, so there was no LAN. Still couldn't quite take home a trophy. Matt, though, is looking to have better luck of the 3 and take home another trophy to add to the extensive collection WVU Rocket League has created over the past 3 to 4 years.
Very extensive. I mean, the trophy case, stacking up time and time again via this Rocket League roster, and Matt's going to knock one home. His second shot, his second goal here in game 1. Beautiful. Cosmic kind of loses that 50-50, but Gyro's able to take possession and just a perfect setup. I think so far, Shawnee State's really not had any good looks. It's been a, honestly, neither team have had a lot of looks, but Mountaineers able to capitalize on the few they have had.
Yeah, I mean, Shawnee State's offense has kind of come in waves. They can get the ball to the blue side, but they're just kind of like playing catch with the West Virginia defense. It's, like right now, the single goes, and then Cosmic gets the touch, and then somebody will come in and challenge, and then maybe get another shot. It's going to be blocked by Matt, and then, they can't really get many passing plays. Nothing's really open, but here, the goal looked to be wide open. Matt looked for the bump, maybe a demo to keep the goal wide open, but it was dodged, and Gyro's going to try to take it all by his lonesome. This time, blocked, sent back to mid-pitch. Both teams going to be fighting for possession.
Yeah, Matt's going to pick it up on this left side. Going to pick up full boost as well. I'm going to use it. Cosmic now intercepting. Almost got the redirection. Sadly, a bit off target. Cosmic now running on empty. Forced to rotate back. Gyro gets bumped off into his own goal. 1 minute remaining for Shawnee State. Trying to make something happen. Their offense has been sputtering so far in game 1. Matt going to dodge the bump and goal. Dookie trying to line something up. Good touch for the Mountaineers, though.
Very good touch indeed. And now the ball still on the Shawnee State half. Matt keeping it that way. Gets a good touch. Gyro's going to take it to the corner. Now off the corner. Maybe Matt in the center. Gyro does get the bump in the air, but unavailable to his teammates. Gyro once again getting another bump as Shawnee State tries to go for a run. Still only a 2-goal lead at the end of the day. Now it's 1. Slayer puts Shawnee State on the board for the first time tonight, and with 25 seconds left, West Virginia can't fall asleep. It's within distance for Shawnee.
It is. That's just kind of an unfortunate ball there. I mean, just, good play there by Matt defensively, but just kind of got centered on accident in a sense. So 1 goal for Shawnee State, but 20 seconds remaining here. I don't know if they're going to be able to capitalize and find this equalizer. Matt almost the shots on goal. Gyro is now going to take possession on this right side. 10 seconds remaining here. Mountaineers knocking at the door. Taking game 1, maybe even getting another goal here at the end.
Slayer keeps it in the air, but it's going to be intercepted and put into the turf. West Virginia takes game 1, not exactly handedly, one could say. It did start off very, fancily.
Yes,
with Matt's goal to start, which I hope to see on Twitter, maybe tonight, maybe TikTok. Who
knows? Somewhere on the internet.
It'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, Shawnee State. Despite the pace of play, the stat sheet does say they had a decent amount of shots on goal. I mean, 7, although compared to the 11 of West Virginia. It's just, I think the shots from Shawnee State were a little bit more sporadic, less opportune for an actual goal. Just kind of peppering the goal, hoping something sneaks through.
I do agree.
Thanks,
down
man.
right side.
Thanks,
no
man.
boost. Huh?
I said thanks, man.
Of course. Yeah, I always agree, When someone has ball knowledge, you just gotta, you gotta nod your head. You gotta agree.
I wouldn't say I have ball knowledge.
I'd say you have ball knowledge.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Of course, anything.
Very
Spooky.
positive vibes here today.
Oh, yeah.
Nonetheless, Matt here hitting Taco with the 50. Slayer's going to send it back down the other side. Gyro with a touch. A good demo for Matt on that left side. Maybe we'll leave Cosmic open for this challenge. The boost picked up by Taco. Another demo here. Matt's going to just kind of Hail Mary a shot. Maybe look for the pass off the backboard to Gyro, but it will be recovered. And West Virginia dominating the boost category. And it looks like Shawnee State can't really get anything going. They're demoed every couple seconds. But now, Matt forced back into the defensive end, and Slayer looking for a second goal. Saved by Cosmic. And both teams starting to get a feel for each other's pace here in game 2.
Yeah, 100%. Not near the thing. We're seeing that, time and time again. The rotations are on point. They're able to kind of get back, get a touch, get a clear, and then start back on their offensive prowess. Because right now, they have kind of kept the ball on this orange side of the pitch. Most of the time, at least. Shawnee State has yet to really have any good looks. We saw that last time, that, like you mentioned, their offense a bit sputtery, that kind of comes in waves. They get 3 or 4 shots on goal, and then it's back for another minute of defense. But here so far, just not really much. Slayer, though, trying to open that up with a demolition.
That was a very well-timed demolition, slowing down that attack. West Virginia was about to have another pass down the middle to Matt. That demo, though, slowing it down. Now Cosmic off the right side. Very good 1v1 player, Cosmic is, so very dangerous if you can get him with the ball in his hands.
Yes.
And, something West Virginia has kind of struggled with against some of the top teams, at least in CRL, maybe less in NACE, is being on the same page with each other. Really, that synergy started off really hot and then kind of faded, and it almost looked like people might not have been on the same page, or maybe, quick decisions weren't going their way like they were at the beginning of the season, as Gyro looks for maybe a double tap saved by Taco. But, tonight, definitely looking not to be the case. Everybody's seeming to be on the same page, although the question remains, assuming West Virginia can get past Shawnee State tonight, can they keep up this kind of synergy against some of the teams that might be considered more of a challenge? No offense to Shawnee State, playing very well so far through a map and a half.
Yeah, and Spooky there. Nice rotation to get back, to get a nice touch. Deny anything going in, but right over Taco once again. Able to be in the right position at the right time, but Spooky gets a slide, gets a clear. And so far this match has been a back and forth. Matt almost scoring there. Gyro's going to get a chance of his own off the ceiling. Can't make it work. Mountaineers are clicking right now. Like you mentioned earlier, the passes are on point. Everything seems to be working, but just no goals to show for it.
I mean, Shawnee State just has 3 in goal.
Yeah.
There's been no offense. But, if you hit a tree hard enough with a baseball bat enough times, it's going to fall down eventually. And this time it is Matt off the backboard, leaving it for Cosmic. Kind of getting in the way of Spooky there. And it's going to be Cosmic putting that one through. And West Virginia finally, after just over 3 minutes, getting a goal to hit the back of the net. And, Shawnee State defensively looking very good, but it's hard to get any counterattacks going when you have 3 sitting in the goalie box the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but now that they're down, I mean, that's something that you can kind of do when you're, 0-0, but now that you're down a goal and there's only a minute and a half left, you can't really pull that move anymore. You got to play a little bit more aggressive, trying to get something offensively, because so far it has been a nothing burger for the Shawnee State offense.
And they're doing well. Like, these touches are good, and they're having good bumps. The demos were good towards the beginning of the game, but, they just can't get the ball outside of this orange side of the pitch. They can't hit it hard enough, get the bang across to, maybe, hit a good 50 and go on a run. Here, a bang is sent down to the blue side, but Cosmic is just right there to recover. Another shot, but Matt's just going to take this. Nobody's going to challenge him in the air. The 50 is going to go through, but it's going to go back to the orange net. And with 45 seconds on the clock, Shawnee State's time is starting to whittle down.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some really good saves as well. I mean, they're playing very well defensively. I mean, at least as best as they can when there's, 20 shots on goal. But like you said, eventually it's just not going to work. You're going to have one slip where you're going to be out of position. And with half a minute remaining, they're going to have to go from 0 to 100 here offensively. Gyro wins the 50. It won't matter. Cosmic now retrieving out the back of the net. Taco Stash has to go in for something. Not going to work. The ball right now, for the first time, really just sputtering around the Mountaineer goal. Gyro almost able to get a clear, but Taco Stash keeping it on this blue side of the pitch. Takes out a full boost, and Slayer with 9 seconds left pops one home.
That's just one of those mental mistakes we've been seeing from the Mountaineers. Cosmic bumping Matt out of the way. Off the first look, I thought it was a double commit for Matt and Cosmic, but no, Matt was trying to play far side, and Cosmic, goes for the block early, misses, and bumps Matt away. Nobody in net, and it's wide open. Shawnee State looking to force overtime. Matt wants to keep that out of the equation. Cosmic with a good hit, but it is blocked, and we're going to see overtime. I'm a guy that likes to, I will admit when I'm wrong. And Shawnee State, man, they're looking like, they're looking like VCU right now in round 1 of March Madness.
I'll tell you what.
Looking to take down North Carolina.
This is, Shawnee State's playing very well right now. Obviously, they did drop that first game, but here in game 2, for the score, it was 0-0 for the first, 3.5 minutes there?
First goal was with just over a minute 45.
Yeah, so defensively, they played very well with how many shots the Mountaineers were able to get. And then, obviously, capitalizing there at the end on a bit of a Mountaineer mistake. And now send this thing into overtime. They can just scrape one more goal together here. The series is all tied up, and they are right back where they started. Cosmic passing it over to Matt. Matt taking it down this right side. Not a lot of boost to work with. 3 defenders. Proves to be too much. Gyro's going to lead the ball there for Cosmic. Now rotating back onto defense. Matt gets a touch. Gyro trying to get over Taco Stash. Taco Stash takes a 50 very handedly. Matt's going to get a steal. Take this across mid-pitch. Back in his attacking zone, but Slayer, once again, just knocking it back. Both these teams not having too much of a good look right now, but Matt off the back. Taco.
Gyro needs a good touch here. And he almost gets it. Sends it straight up into the sky. Slayer's kind of been the player of the hour here tonight.
He has.
As Matt off the corner, Gyro kind of lying in wait. Cosmic's going to be the first to attack, and Taco a little bit too far up in the goalie box, and Cosmic finds the opening angle. West Virginia in overtime, catching Shawnee State with a 2-1 score line. Cosmic with both of the goals, Matt assisting on both as well.
Wow.
I mean, holy shots.
Yeah. 8 from Cosmic alone, 5 from Matt, 4 from Gyro.
West Virginia just had a 21st birthday party here in Game 2.
I mean, it wouldn't be Morgantown without it, you know? So.
I mean, you know?
Yeah, no?
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's all good. Shawnee State, though, 0-2 in the series, but right now, I mean, just like you said, still looking very strong in this last game. Obviously went into overtime, so they were right there throughout the entirety of the match. We're now going into Game 3. I believe I predicted a 3-0. Did you predict the same?
I didn't do a prediction.
Oh.
But in my, I mean, it would have been 3-0.
Yeah.
WVU. I mean, what am I going to do? Lie?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
'cause I'm not a
sometimes
liar.
you do. Who knows?
No, I don't lie. I'm not a liar.
He's a truther. Big truther. Yeah, down to the wire 3-2. That's what Gabe thinks.
You know, let's
what
be
a
nice,
demolition.
shall we? A demo and goal, and Spook is going to leave this open, and Cosmic takes advantage again off the kickoff. 16 seconds in. Well, not really off the kickoff. It was a little bit later than that, but Matt with an early demo, Gyro with the bump, and Cosmic sending it home a little 1, 2, and 3. Finishing it off with a right hook from Cosmic. West Virginia up 1-0 to start this Game 3.
Yeah, I mean, just textbook plays there from the Mountaineer squad. Matt almost has a nasty angle on this right side, but sets up his teammate Cosmic once again. Not even half a minute in. 2 shots, 2 goals off the assist. Gyro almost have it on target. Gets the defender out of position. And Taco cannot slide over in time. Everything right now falling in place.
It is. The pieces are falling into place. The puzzle almost complete. West Virginia up 2-0. Cosmic scoring all of the last 4 West Virginia goals. I think 5. Did he score the second one in Game 1?
I don't remember.
He might have. No, it was Matt. Matt scored both in Game 1.
Okay.
Irregardless, West Virginia up 2-0. Just 4 minutes and 15 seconds between the Mountaineers and their ticket to Orlando for NACE Grand Finals land. Top 8 go, and only 1 leaves as a champion. West Virginia wants their chance at that trophy. Looking to be the second team after Call of Duty earlier tonight, and hopefully the second of 3 as Valorant tries their odds tomorrow. And Cosmic keeping the pressure on Matt with a little pass back and forth to Cosmic. Trying to keep this pressure on the ball. Like you said last game, it has continued into Game 3. The ball barely leaving this orange side of the pitch. Shawnee State kind of smothered by West Virginia's pace. And no boost to go around.
Not at all. Right now, Matt. Let's rotate back. Gyro out of gas. Almost crossing the halfway point. 3.5 minutes to go. Shawnee State yet to get much going. Nice demolition there on a taco stash. Try to create an opening. Gyro's going to take possession up in the air. Gyro trying to make something work. Pass up over a defender. A little bit high, though. Slayer's going to regain possession for Shawnee State. Crossing back over the side of the pitch. Matt, though, bit of interception. And right now, I mean, if you're Shawnee State, you know, you've kind of been hanging with the Mountaineers throughout this series, but never really, like, you know, throwing too many crazy punches. You know, you're kind of just, you're in the fight and you're surviving the fight, but you're not really landing anything. And they've got to start doing just a little bit of something here if they want to just try to crawl back into this game. Taco gets past Matt. Gyro, though, in the perfect spot to grab the ball, and Gyro now on this right side.
I mean, if you're Shawnee State, it is still winnable. I mean, 2.5 minutes. They've shown that they can score in a moment's notice. West Virginia has made a couple mental errors that allowed Shawnee State to score. They just can't, you know, get it done in overtime, or they can't tie it up when it is needed in the last couple seconds. And Slayer now off this left side. Cosmic a little bit low, does stay for the second touch and is there for the save. That's the most pressure West Virginia has been under in this game 3.
Yeah. Those handled very well. Like you said, Cosmic just kind of playing it very calmly, laying low. You look at that second touch in gyro. Nice touch, kind of sends it up in the air. Matt able to do a little something here, passes it up. Nice bump. Cosmic, though, not in that position to capitalize. Gyro going to send it over onto the middle. Cosmic from the heavens can't make it work. Minute and a half now remaining. Gyro, nice touch. Over to Cosmic. Cosmic trying to get the redirection once again. Missing the mark. Right now, Mountaineers just kind of knocking at the door of a goal. Matt tries to punch one through.
I mean, that last save in the air on Cosmic, that was just well-timed by Spooky. If Spooky doesn't get there right at that second, that looked to be a pretty clean redirect from Cosmic. That likely would have gone straight down dead center to an empty net. But nonetheless, Shawnee State stay alive for now. 60 seconds, and Shawnee State has got 2 goals to go. Cosmic missing that one, but it's a little bit too far to the right. West Virginia can take a breath of fresh air. This time it's Shawnee State's goal that needs defending. The ball straight up. Gyro's going to contest. Gets a good touch over the defenders. Looking for maybe another touchdown to the center. Matt flies in from the left side, and Matt putting that last one through off of a good setup from Gyro, and West Virginia might have just made this one unreachable for Shawnee State. The Mountaineers 45 seconds away from a plane ride, and I forget what restaurant that they like to get down there near Full Sail, but whatever that restaurant is.
A good meal.
A good meal.
You can say that.
A good meal. A good night's rest.
A nice plane ride and
a good night's
meal.
rest.
Maybe a good tan, too. Who knows? Spooky, though. Pops one, top bins. With 35 seconds remaining. Shawnee State's always going to get their one here at the end. They do a good job. Beautifully timed shot as well. Just a perfect angle from Spooky.
But is it going to be enough? 2 goals in 35 seconds is something I've seen before. And off this kickoff, if it's going to be anybody, it's got to be Slayer. Does get the first touch, but it's going to be sent over. Spooky now trying to keep it in play for a Shawnee State attack. It's sent over. Every second matters, but it's going to be a wide open net. Shawnee State empties goal to try to put some pressure on, and Gyro takes advantage. Gyro giving the 3-goal lead with 20 seconds remaining. West Virginia on the verge.
Matt here off the kickoff. Easy full boost for him. Off the ceiling, gonna knock this one over. Great bang. Cosmic now with time winding down. We pop the ball to the ground. The Mountaineers looking to take this series 3-0. Punch their ticket to Orlando, the second team tonight to do so. Almost another goal there at the end. But that will do it.
That'll do it in West Virginia, the second team for West Virginia University Esports to qualify for NACE LAN down in Orlando. Hoping to be the third, like I said earlier. A great day for WVU Esports outside of Lotus dropping that first game. Unfortunate for them. It was close for, for the record.
Yeah, it was.
First game, Lotus, I believe, won. Second and third, a little bit, unfortunate. Nonetheless, West Virginia, a bit of a rout, not quite as high scoring as we would have presumed.
Yeah.
But got it done. We saw some flashes of what WVU is known for, which is the, very high octane, flashy mechanical plays. But didn't see much of it after Matt's first goal. Just a lot of very solid team play. It almost, to me, it almost felt like a scrim in that they weren't really trying anything new. They were just trying to get the fundamentals set, kind of get a good rep in before hitting LAN and hitting the rest of their season. So,
sorry, just writing my question down.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not.
I was like, I thought you were typing a question to me.
No.
Nonetheless, I believe we're gonna have an interview here in a second, and I would like to talk to Matt, for whom it will be his last LAN for WVU. If we can get him here in a moment, that'd be great. But for the time being, let's talk about what there is to come for WVU Sports. So like we said, after this win, West Virginia and Call of Duty have both qualified tomorrow at 8 o'clock, actually, not your typical 8:30 for Valorant. It was rescheduled half an hour forward. So 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Valorant will play Conestoga, the Condors, a school that we typically see dominating the Call of Duty scene.
Yes.
The Rocket League team has had some decent Varsity Plus runs in Rocket League, but their Valorant team is one that we haven't seen much of, so that's going to be a really interesting matchup tomorrow. It's going to be myself and William on the cast. You don't want to miss it. Support your WVU sports program to send their third team to Orlando for the second time in a row, which is pretty unprecedented, sending 3 teams in a row twice.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Last year, we were one of just a handful of schools to send multiple teams, or more than 2 teams, that is.
Yeah. Very impressive. I mean, prestigious program. What can we say?
What can you say?
What can you say?
What can you say? But it sounds like Matt is about to be ready here in a moment. So regardless, I want to look at the potential for this LAN for WVU. So coming in as the 1 seed, they will be high seed for that day 1 stage of playoffs. But, a lot of great teams to be played. I know Ball State back in the swing of things, having a pretty decent semester. Akron, another one of those teams that'll be very difficult to beat. St. Clair having a bit of an off year in NACE, but still great players. So you never can count them out, really.
Yeah.
Cumberland, another team that's been playing very well. I know Knight has been on a bit of a tear as of the past handful of months. So a bit of a gauntlet for Rocket League, but nothing they can't. I don't think it's anything they can't really achieve.
I agree. This team, I mean, the sky's the limit for this roster right now. I think just with the amount of talent that we're seeing on this team right now, I mean, they can do anything they really want. It's really just them versus themselves at LAN. Obviously, people who've never really been to LAN before, it's a very different experience from playing, either at the facility or at home. You're in a new environment. Things can be very different, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the player. So a lot of times, really just getting in your own way, at least performance-wise at LAN events. But hopefully, that shouldn't be an issue. Every player on this team is very experienced, young veterans, you can call them. So
yeah, I mean, even Cosmic, the newcomer on the team, still played a semester over at Illinois State, I think, and also has played, at the professional skill level for a handful of years now. Yeah. So Gyro as well, professional experience, despite not really being in the collegiate scene before last year. And it sounds like Matt is ready, so we're going to go ahead and hear from the Wonder Kid, Mr. Matt. All right, Matt, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear, Gabe.
All right, lovely. First off, congratulations for qualifying for LAN. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but this is going to be your last LAN as a Mountaineer, so how are you feeling a couple weeks out?
Yeah, I think we're feeling great. Obviously, it means a lot, and it's really special to me, especially being able to have my family there and my friends on the COD team, and hopefully the Valorant team as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can keep up the grand final streak and kind of get redemption from last year.
Absolutely. I was about to mention that after, we talked about it a bit pregame, but, that original trio that we call it that won the back-to-backs, you, Angel, and Tool. Angel and Tool have already had their kind of farewell tours, and both of them kind of ended in heartbreak with Angel's Game 7 of Grand Finals, Tool's semifinals against St. Clair. So are you hoping to kind of change that luck, be the one of the 3 that goes out on top?
I am, right?
I mean, of course you are. Of course you are, but
like, how
are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling great.
It's
got to be one of us, yeah. I think we got it, and I think we're going to play a lot better on LAN, too.
Absolutely.
100%. We actually talked about that earlier as well, how different LAN really can be. But like I was saying, congratulations on making it to Orlando. But today's matchup, it looked very, I guess, textbook compared to your usual flashy mechanical plays. Was that on purpose or just kind of how the cards fell?
I would say part of it was on purpose for sure. I think the mindset coming into it was if we don't give them any goals, obviously they got a goal or they got 2 goals, but if we don't give them any goals, like by bad challenges or anything, then there's no way we lose. So part of it was, just kind of stick to the basics. But obviously if I get the chance, I'll go for something.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I want to go back to the first goal of the match. Can you, if you remember, can we talk through that? I was blown away. It was like some sort of reset. Was it like an upside-down musty flick? I don't even know what to call it.
So Cosmic hit into the crossbar, and I was expecting it to go down. So, I kind of already messed up my jump to begin with. And then it came out at me really fast. So I was like, oh, I got to get up to it. So I had a weak touch up to the backboard, And I was like, okay, if I try to go fastest, they're going to save it. So I kind of I turned my car upside down to delay the shot, and I 50'd it in.
That's insane. What a I mean, we were taking.
Yeah,
I was
a
blown
great
away.
start.
Yeah.
I think I said, so that's what we're doing tonight, huh? So, I mean, didn't really keep that energy, but like you said, just kind of how the cards fell, trying to
Yeah,
play a little
exactly.
bit slower. Nonetheless, you just mentioned Cosmic. Cosmic had a very good semester, at least through NACE. I know you three have had kind of, maybe not the CRL hasn't been as nice to you this semester as it has been in the past, but going into NACE land, do you guys feel like there is, maybe a need to kind of prove yourselves as like, a trio before you go out of like, I can win this with Cosmic and Gyro?
Oh, absolutely. And I think going forward, it will make a statement for them starting next year as well. Obviously, we have a good player coming in. I can't say who, but I think, yeah. And I think obviously with CRL, we've seen some crazy upsets, and I think there's always a need to prove yourself, especially with the top teams going down to lower teams. And a lot of our games that we've lost are really close, and I think it's just kind of an on-the-day thing. And I think if we have a day at NACE, we'll win it all.
Yeah. I got one more question for you, then I'll let you go.
Sure.
Is there any team in particular you're excited to play with on LAN? Because I know LAN is a different animal than playing online. I know when you guys went to DreamHack last semester, it was a really cool experience. But we have a lot of different teams back. Ball State, Akron have qualified. A whole slew of teams, slew of players. Who are you looking forward to facing?
So I'm not sure if Fisher's made it yet or not, but if Fisher makes it, 100% them, because those are my two RLCS teammates. So obviously that's going to be a fun one. And I would say Maryville, but I'm pretty sure they're banned this year in NACE. So that would be mainly for redemption from last year, but we don't got to worry about that this year.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see you down in Orlando. Best of luck. Excited your family gets to go too. Those guys are great fans.
Yeah, me too.
So,
Thank you so much, Gabe.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I don't know what Matt was laughing at, but there must have been something funny in the background.
Someone's giggling. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody was giggling.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. That's those three. They like to have some shenanigans. You know what I mean? But what's a team without some good shenanigans?
It's just a group of guys.
Just we need to put that in like a communications textbook.
Yeah, that was
So when I took like communications classes, right, for like grad school, it was like the stages of teams.
Of course.
Where it's like it's a group and then XYZ happens and then
now
it's
it's a team.
So it's like you're a group until you do shenanigans.
And now it's a team.
Now you're a team that can compete.
That's the big step. You
big
have to have
step.
that.
You have communications. You set the norms.
Yep.
You learn
That
everybody's
roster.
backgrounds. You become friends, get close, then
And
you do
then
some shenanigans, and then
you're a team. You're in.
And this team obviously has done, enjoy some
Fair share.
shenanigans because
Yeah.
they're pretty molded as a team. Nonetheless, that has been it. My last Rocket League cast. I'm a little bit sad to see it go. For WVU
good
at
ending,
least. I'll cast somewhere for some league at some point. Nonetheless. Very good day. Like we said, Call of Duty, congratulations. So happy for you guys. I'm stoked that they get to go. Rocket League, also stoked, confident to see them compete. Now, all that's left is tomorrow, Valorant getting ready to punch their ticket. And then after that, don't worry. After Valorant tomorrow, we will still have a couple more matches for Lotus, and then Lotus will have their Varsity Plus playoffs, so you aren't going to want to miss those. Hira, Emma, and Duffy looking to go out as champions for the second semester in a row. So that's all we got. We'll catch you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. on the dot. Do not miss it. And drink some water, sleep well, have a good night.